We're going to look at some of the hands we played over the past couple of weeks that we found interesting or difficult, and we're going to tell Mac Daddy to go fuck himself in the neck.
Ouch. Okay, this is at the end of a frustrating session. There might be some tilt in this. So default raise, he flats. Interesting flop. What are you guys doing here?
This is blind versus blind, right?
Yeah, this is blind versus blind. So
Bet,
we
bet.
raise in the small blind versus and big blind
Yeah,
flats.
yeah, bet
That's
small.
cool.
So what if we check and then they bet? What are you doing?
Well, you certainly never fold, and I don't think you want to check raise into a into a flush board without a card of the suit, even with two pair. I think you want to
You're
call.
right. This is an error.
Yeah,
And I escalated it. So we do choose to raise. He essentially he 3x's.
yeah.
Oh shit.
What
Yeah.
what are we doing now?
I
I
mean,
mean, think you're calling and hoping to be saved.
I don't know. BVB, do we just get it in?
Yeah, I think uh I
That's option.
yeah. So if you look at this in solver, what it does, well, it never does this. So Scotty is right. So
You
we
sure?
do choose, we're always gonna have a robust checking range, especially on a monotone board, blind versus blind. So when he makes this bet, we just call, even with this hand.
Yeah.
Um,
Did
and
you
then,
check in solver or?
yeah, I checked. And so when he makes, at this point, what we're supposed to do is, we're never supposed to do this, so it doesn't matter. So I chose to get it in, and we had very bad luck this morning, running into a set of twos that he's not gonna fold. But I think this is spewy. I think it might have been a little spewy.
I think it's spewy because I mean the the logic of saying he can do this with a singleton spade and let's put him all in before he gets to his spade. But it's just when you do this all in, you are only getting called by hands that beat you.
Yeah, I think you're
And
right.
it's like, yeah, you protected yourself against a singleton spade, but you exposed yourself to the 3-4 of spades.
Yeah, I was hoping to get called by spades. The SPR right now is really weird, right? The SPR, once he makes his bet, is 53. So I rationalized this mistakenly, and I think this is a blunder. I think this is a mistake. I rationalized this in game by saying, wow, our SPR is only like a 1.5 here. But I think the better answer is to call and see what develops. This is a little bit of spew, or maybe a lot of spew. But I think generally we can't fold here. I think the better solution then is to check. I mean, is to call. And then when he shoves river, or shoves turn probably with this texture, we take it from there. I was hoping to get called by a spade. But this range is too nutted. This play is too nutted. This is either a flush or this is I mean, maybe we're being like 10-2.
What
That's
about,
it.
I think you'd have combo draws here, couldn't you? Like ace of spades,
Yeah.
10, ace of spades, queen, ace of spades, jack.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of old school thought around pair plus straw that just goes in. That's true. Could be pair plus straw.
Yeah.
So I was upset with this play. And it was spewy AF. I think the answer is that we have to lose our money in a different order.
Yeah. And I don't know that
And
you have to lose all the money on this hand. I think you have to lose chunk of money
Yeah. Are we ever
because
folding
when you,
here? I mean, this would be a dramatic, would this be a dramatic overfold to fold here?
I think once
uh,
you've taken this line, like I felt like you just try to get it in at this point, but um, I'm curious what solver wanted you to do. Like when you checked in solver, first of all, did it want to check a lot or did it want to bet small a lot? Or both?
Um, it wants to, do we put it in? You want me to put it
Yeah.
in? I
yeah,
don't
put it in.
remember.
Yeah, let's check it out. Because I'm curious myself.
It's kind of a weird spot. Weird meaning interesting, I hope. He's calling with twos, right? Yeah. Call. Raise, call,
King ten
king ten
deuce.
two. Yeah, I mean, we're mostly checking on this texture. Filter, let's see how much T pair. Breakdown, what's the? Got a lot of equity, but. Like, what's the equity of this hand? Out of curiosity, on this texture. Yeah, we got a lot of equity. So. It mixes, it checks. There's gonna be no check raises. That was the first mistake. Oops. Here. So if he bets,
He bet B50.
I wonder if he's gonna have B50, but. So his twos are very, very motivated to bet. So he's gonna have 50 in there. So we're never gonna check raise. That's the first rule. We never check raising on this texture. It's just, Scotty, you're totally right about this. So at this point, it's broken, right? Well,
Okay, but let's talk about versus, this is solver.
yeah,
Okay.
so, uh-huh.
Does it change when somebody is going to overstab
Yeah,
with singleton spades? I mean,
yeah. I mean, I think some people might get it in with a ace of spades here. Yeah, you're right. Um, I kind of did not respect the monotone nature of this board, neither did he for that matter, but yeah, it's just a mistake. Call, turn. It's a 5. We're always supposed to check.
Yep.
Let's see when we begin to fold. He's gonna go big. Like if he goes big here, he overbets to 125. Which he's supposed to do at some frequency, which he might have done. Our two pair are not folding,
Not yet.
so we call. Nine of clubs.
And we think his two pair is gonna jam now, and we think his twos are gonna jam.
and
So
so
Oh,
he's
no, he
supposed to
gives up.
check back. Because he used such a filtering size here.
Right. So let's say he does jam.
Oh, I think we're gonna fold because if you look at what the break with the filter shows here.
Yeah.
He's only shoving with the flush
Yeah, and bluffs,
and yeah.
because he
So
always has.
no
bluffs.
lead hand.
Right.
Yeah. So,
So let's just take a look at what we do to it. I'm pretty sure we fold the king 10 now.
and then yeah, we're out.
So better play that way. But now look at his node. Look at his big blind, look at his bet on the flop node. Okay, this is small blind betting the flop. I'm sorry, big blind betting the flop.
Mhm.
Okay. You check and he bets. Take a look at his ace. Does he bet his ace high spade? The one that you said, oh, the guy bets. So let's take a look on the on the offsuit branch of his aces.
Mostly, depending
That's
on
a lot
the,
of them, and we still
not
do
with a
it.
pair, but the other ones he
Bye,
does.
Paul. See you next week. On Mondays, we do this Mondays and Tuesdays. 9:15 both times. And the link will be the same. It's this same link. And that's just so you know to Skate and Tura and Paul. Well, Paul's going now. We're going to use this link all the time. So we're going to kill the Monday link and just use this Tuesday link as our link forever. And I'll post that next week in the chat when we do the thing. So that's what happened. All right.
So yeah,
Yes,
he's
so
not
thing-
doing it with top pair, top kicker.
Yeah, he's not doing it when he has that much showdown.
But when
And
he
I don't
has
know why
this
he's
much
not doing
showdown.
nine.
it does.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about the nine. But there he is stabbing with a bunch of aces, and we still play this strategy. So I don't think we need to change this against humans. I
Yeah,
think
I agree. This is just a call on this
it's a good
texture.
strategy. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this as I'm gonna say it's a blunder. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's a blunder mostly because this line here, seeing this,
Yeah.
this is nutted on, especially on this texture. This is always a nutted play.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, this is always better. We
Yeah.
may have outs, but this is always better.
Yeah. That does not feel uh, in game against our opponents. This does not feel like ace of spades, jack of hearts,
Yeah,
ace of spades,
exactly.
and of diamonds. That's not what this feels like to me.
Especially when there's flushes available, right? He's making this play.
Yeah. He check
Yeah,
raises, but he check calls. He's got a pair. He's got the flush draw. He can call your raise and see what you do. He doesn't do this,
yeah, yeah. This is.
I think.
I think we can overfold to this action.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm gonna pass it on.
All right.
I'm going to
Uh,
stop sharing.
okay.
I'm gonna take a break, guys. I'll be back.
Okay. I'll do a couple hands here. All right. Let's go to poker tracker. Let's hide these hands. Don't show the known cards. It's none of your business. All right. So these are marked. Don't know why. Let's see. So we get a min raise and a call here. So the nines here, this is an easy call, and a sometimes squeeze seems okay to me. It seems like you could do both. I go for the squeeze, get a call there and a fold there, so I guess that's good. Flop king high. Um, I could check out of position happily. I could check because I've marginally made, and I could bet because three bet, C bet. And of those three arguments, I think the check argument is the best. Let's see which I do. Nope, I go for the three bet, C bet, get called. Can't be happy now. Now I'm miserable. I think I have to give up,
Mm. Now
but I
I
don't.
like so far I like it.
You like the continue, you like that the ace,
Yeah, so
that,
far
that I,
everything,
but
even
I
the C
filtered
bet.
out so I filtered out his aces when I made that bet,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't filter out my
Well,
aces.
yeah.
Okay. And he folds. And what does he fold? A king.
Yeah, I thought I thought the C bet should have been would it be standard there with that board? Like you were thinking you like check better as opposed I really like the C bet more often there.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you like how I played it rather than how I thought I should play it now.
Yeah, and I would say the only if I were to play it again, the only thing I would have done is probably just flat called the pre-flop, but squeezing certainly is not terrible either.
Yeah. Let's see. Low jack. This is a hijack and a small blind. We can see this one. Let's go
Mhm.
to peak GTO. Let me. Okay. Three. Oh, you get to see it. Okay. Where's our peak GTO tool? We did peak yesterday. Okay. I will go. I'll do it later. Um. Okay. So we want to go to uh, pokercoaching.com. Crunch, 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 crunch. I'll do this. Mike, you take a hand. I'll get us there. There we go. So Mike, you got a hand ready?
I do.
Okay, let's do that. And while I get this set up.
Okay. All right. These were marked for some reason. Not sure exactly why they're lined up for action here. Okay, we got a limper, a 50 big blind limper, ISO with tens. He calls. We have an overpair. He checks. Yeah, this one doesn't seem like there's too much so far that I mean, I'm just gonna continue to bet here. Sizing wise, I chose I basically sizing up versus a limper, somebody who limps and calls. I'm just gonna go for more value
Sure.
with a larger size. Like I wouldn't normally probably make this large bet here. Maybe I should on 9 high disconnected. Maybe this is just fine, like even in a GTO sense. But yeah, we can see what they're playing.
Yep.
So that didn't seem like anything. I think I probably marked it just questioning my size.
Question the size. So on this board, this seems like a board that you can go big on.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's fine. Like even
What?
versus I think it's better even versus like a full stack,
Yeah.
or is it?
Um, I think it's fine either way, which is that your hand is the best hand here almost all the time, and it's vulnerable to the next card. Um, when he has something, he calls this big size because this misses you so often, right? So he doesn't fold an ace. He doesn't fold a four to this size because this flop misses you so much.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
I passed it along to you, figured you were ready, or
Okay.
somebody else
Yep.
ready?
I am now ready. Here we go. Opening size. All right. So let me grab the screen back. So in peak GTO, when we have this, the hijack raises and the small blind calls, the big blind
Yeah,
is a pure call with pocket.
yeah. And
But
that's what I was thinking. However, these are 3x opens. You had a min
exactly.
raise. You had a min raise.
Right. So that's what I'm going to look at to see if that changes it. So the 10, we start doing the squeeze at tens and we
Hmm.
squeeze with all this stuff. I mean, we squeeze a lot of bad stuff. And we have, we have this freak squeeze at sixes that I'm not going to worry about why that's there. Um, but yeah, it's tens is the beginning and jacks is mandatory.
Does it show you global percentages in peak GTO?
Uh, I do not see a global percentage here.
Because I
Yep,
think
there
if
it is.
we,
Yep, it's
oh
right
yeah,
there.
there.
There it
So
is.
note this number here. You're raising 8%, okay?
8%. Right.
Calling 15 and 8. I
Yeah.
think when we look at Wizard with a min raise, I think your squeeze percentage is going to go way down.
Right. So in the wizard,
No, it stays the same,
yeah,
but
it's
we call
similar,
more.
but I get to call more
Yeah,
because of the twos. And even and at those twos, no,
yeah.
they don't have any of the raises. So
And
the nine
notice even the tens are just flat with the
tens are flat,
smaller
and there's
open
sixes and
size.
fives in that same kind of thing down here. Okay. So the nines was a bit uh overly aggressive. And let's look at one more thing here. Let's see if it's justified by their play. Yes.
Oh, look what you got called by.
This is why I don't say it's right, but this is why it's not particularly wrong. The king nine suited is a fine open here, right?
Hmm.
But this is a fold to this. This is a fold
Yeah,
to this. So
yeah.
he's spewing there. And the ace two is even in there. So I've captured two big blinds that should never have been there.
Hmm.
So don't hate this adjustment against this particular arrangement of hands. Um, and then I guess this is genius. This bet here.
Yeah, that was great. That's what I
Wow.
really like that the line after once you squeezed with the nines and got this board and this run out. I thought it
Yeah.
was really good.
Yeah. Yep. Obviously, when I did it, I thought it was good. All right. When Larry's not back with hands yet. Um, so I'll do two more and then you do two, Mike.
Okay.
All right. So just set those up. All right, here we go. We gotta not show the hands. Can't know that now. All right. So this
Good.
is heads up. I wonder why this is marked. We'll see. Um, raise heads up, get a call. flop a flush draw. Certainly can bet this heads up. I do. He gets called. The 9 comes. Now, do we check back to realize? Or do we bet because the 9 is good for our range of betting?
I feel like it's better for him.
I think I want to check back to realize. Well, the 8 was way better for him. The 8 and the deuce are better for him because he can call with those. The 9, I do bet all my 9s, and he might check raise some of his 9s. So he has fewer 9s, but the 9 also means that he now doesn't fold his 8. So I do not hate a check back here.
Yep, that's
But
why.
I go for it, and he raises me. And this is
Oof.
really bad because I have the flush draw.
Yeah, what's your pot odds? 3-1, almost 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1.
Yeah, I'm 4.5 to 1 to I make it not off. Actually, no. I'm getting the right pot odds straight up. I'm getting the right pot odds straight up against his hand or his range.
Do you have to also be worried about reverse implied odds here?
Yeah, you do. You do. So I called it. Didn't get there. He bet. I have to fold. And what is his hand? That.
Oh damn.
What a weird hand to bluff with.
Yeah. So this, so this all makes sense. That makes total sense. That's a surprise. But it is that thing of going, he says this reduces my 9s and what can make it to the river.
Yeah, I thought the 9s are actually better for the caller after you see bet and then get called, and then we get we pair the 9. I feel like that's much better for the out of position caller. I mean,
Okay.
yes, you can have 9s too, but however his concentration of that top pair is going to be higher than yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, his range is
What size did he use on river? He used.
Just
So
under.
this is common, right?
Yeah.
He's using a kind of a goon size.
Mhm.
Like he's not saying he has a 9 here. He's essentially targeting exactly your hand class.
Right.
Busted flush draws and maybe like 5s and 6s that were stubborn.
Yeah. He's not really targeting busted flush draws in that he doesn't have to, unless he wants to keep himself from having to face a bet. People do that. It's not that.
Well, yeah, I think it's yeah, you're right.
Yeah. All right. And this will be my third one of these. We have the ace deuce. Get a min raise. And ace deuce is normally a fold, but is it a fold to a min raise?
I think it still is.
Yeah, this is what I didn't know at the time. So this is what I wanted to look up. So this is going to be, we can't look this up in peak GTO because we don't have 2 big blinds. So let's do it in the wizard, hijack. Here's our 2 big blind world. And hijack raises, fold. What does the big blind do against that?
Yeah.
No. Don't be a goofball. All right. So this is me being a goofball. And then check, bet, fold. And that was all I wanted to see was I wanted to go back and look because I didn't know at the time. All right. Larry, you want to do a couple of hands?
Sure.
Okay.
Let me just find some interesting hands here.
All right.
Okay, this one's good. Let's look at this one.
Oh, Skate's got a hand. All right, Skate, you're next after Larry.
All right, I'll do one and we'll go to skate. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
All right. First question. Okay. This is okay. We've got a poster, right?
Mm-hmm.
9392 is posting. We have an open. We have flat. Oh, we have this. What size are you using here?
12.
9, 12,
Okay.
13 and a half.
I've mind melded with my study partners. Make it a little dirty, but the same size. We get one call. So we've got some showdown here. We can also have a very interesting flop. What are you guys gonna do on this flop?
What does he do first?
Checks to us.
Check and bet 10. Mixing.
Yeah, 10.
by any, and then mix by anything you know about this guy, whatever the thing about this guy was.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah.
This is kind of an ignition situation. I don't remember what.
Yeah, okay.
So we turn a shit ton of equity, to use a technical term.
Yes, we do.
Um, it's a 1 to a straight available. He checks. What are you guys doing here?
Checking.
Considering jamming.
Yeah, I think it's either jam or check.
Jam or check? I think you're right. I think you're right because we could never fold to a check raise with a gutter and nut flush draw and 2 overs.
The problem is that when he has that when he has a jack here, he blocks our jack out.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
So
But
I chose check.
okay,
And we get the repeat 8. He checks. What are you doing now?
Man,
after
I
that
think I
check,
just
I
checked.
think I
our
check
jam
back.
is so unbelievable here after that check.
Yeah,
Yeah, agreed. And he wins with a 9, sad face.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, I think you got a really good point, guys, on turn. I think you're right. I think we either shove at this SPR or we check. Maybe next time I could find the shove. Yeah, I think next time I could find the shove.
Okay, so let's do it. Let's do a narrative for his head. So if we check this back, as we did,
Mhm.
he checks the river. We want to shove here. And
Turn or river you're talking about.
I'm talking about on the river. I'm saying when we take the check back line, can we shove the river? What does he see? When this comes, can he believe that we have a jack? Rarely.
Yeah, he thinks maybe we can have.
Can we have a flush here? Yes. We could check back a flush on the turn to try to give him a chance to bluff on the river since we know we're invulnerable.
Yeah.
So we do have flushes and we luckily have the nut flush blocker. So we can't be bluffing into the nuts.
Yeah, good point.
Can
But
he,
I think I like
We-
I like
we
the
can
I think
be
I like the
because-
turn shove.
it's a double, it's a paired board. So
That does affect things, you're right. I think I like the tongue turn shove. I think a turn shove is the right play here. Or
well, the
going like
river's not a paired board. It's not a paired board.
a
it
river
is
a
on the
paired board.
river.
Oh, the 8 pairs, the 8 pairs.
So why would you then shove a flush?
So we have to have a set here that turned to full house. Would we
Mhm.
ever check back a set on that turn? Yes, we would. We can
Probably
check
not,
back a
but
set of
he's-
queens here easily, a set of 10s easily.
Yeah,
Yeah, if I would have chose a bluff, I think the river would have been nice. Like, after check, 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 check. Um, but we're not supposed to bluff with the ace high, right? With the showdown. But
We don't have any showdown.
yeah. I mean, no showdown. With the ace high. So we're trying to get just a 9 or maybe 10 to fold.
Because we bet the flop, right? We bet the flop.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right. So yeah, we don't have any showdown after he calls that.
Oh yeah, we bet the flop. Okay, excuse
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. So here he can call us with a 10. He can call us with a jack. He can call us with a flush draw. He can call us with a 9, a queen, and an 8. He can call us with a small pair if he chooses to. And every one of those hands on the turn beats us. So by the river, see, now look at that. The jack beats us, the 10 beats us, all the pairs beat us there, all the flush draws beat us, and his small player beats us. We don't have any showdown value.
Yeah, you're right. I thought I went check check all the way, but
Yeah.
on the river on that paired board, I don't think he's checking very much any jack or any 8
Right.
was my thinking.
Right. But does
When
he
he does
fold?
check, he does have a capped range.
Right. Does he fold a 9 and a queen to a jam here? And I guess the answer is we could have a set that we didn't bet the turn.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah, because
could
we
have
were afraid of the jack and now we voted up.
Right. And we
Yeah.
could have a flush that wanted to give him a chance to bluff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's I think there's bluff potential here.
But boy, I would much rather do it on the turn than the river.
Yeah, I think the turn shove is good.
Yeah.
When we
All right.
turn this much equity.
Yep.
All
All
right,
right,
I'm Pat going to skate.
skate. Hit the button, skate.
Hello, can you see?
Hello. Yep, we see it. All right, ace, king.
So skate, if you pause here, hit the pause button, and then you can step through it with that button right there, the next, so that will just step through each one if you just click that.
One to the
The
right.
one to the
Yeah,
right,
that
it's that
one.
one. Yep, yep.
The double
And you click
arrow.
next.
Yeah.
So you're getting a lot of flats. You get an ISO.
Flat, flat ISO. Squeeze.
Okay, yeah, so
Bet.
okay, let me put my mic on so you could okay. Yeah,
Oh,
so
even better.
yeah, so it's a cutoff goes 15, small blind only calls. I shove, ace king off.
Let's take a look here about the shove size. So you were gonna go to 45, 60, plus another one, 75. You have, and so you were gonna go to 75, and that is a third of that guy's. And your stack is what? Your 310? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to shove this at 310 because 75 is a quarter of your stack, not a third, but you can shove it. I'm not against it.
Yeah, especially the offsuit, so I chose
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
shove.
I got no problem with that.
He calls, fold. Of
All
course,
right.
they have aces. The flop
Ow.
was king XX anyway, so
Yeah.
I would have lost my stack either
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, so if you do it any other order, if you go to the 75, he jams, you call. That's so this is just this is you're supposed to lose all your money in this hand.
But I think you should fold for 300 big blinds.
Not
So you
300
go to
though.
70. So let's say you go to 75
Yeah,
and he jams. You think you should fold ace king off there?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's probably, it would, I think if you were to look at it in a solver, it would mix fold and
Wow.
jam.
I thought it was a pure. I thought we stick with it. Okay.
That would be my guess too.
I think
And
it's a pure
certainly
fold.
versus the population of live players. Like, because you're not going to see them do it with ace queen, are you? The best thing you can hope for is that they did it with queens.
Yeah, queens and jacks, and then you're flipping. But if they have queens and jacks, you have to call it. But the problem is then the limited their aces and kings together are as many as their queens as their queens.
Mm-hmm.
All right, maybe you got to fold that there. Ugh. Do you guys hate his jam? Do you guys hate if you don't go 75, do you hate just the jam though?
I think it's profitable.
I think this dip it's a mistake.
Okay.
I
And
would I would not be loving it with the ace king off here. Like, yeah.
And
Okay.
by mistake, Tura, do you mean that it's better to just four bet and as opposed to
Bet and
jamming,
fold.
or do you mean as a mistake, meaning it's not a profitable jam?
Yeah, both. I mean, I would personally I would four bet and I would fold to a jam this deep. If
Okay.
it was 100 big blinds, I would call definitely, but
Yeah, and I think Scotty, I think the jam is still a profitable play, but the four bet fold line is probably like the better play.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. I do agree with that. I just, because of that small blind call, I just kind of want to just take it down pre-flop with the ace king
Mhm.
off. Yep,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
my thinking.
So here's one argument against, um, my thing of saying you should call the ace king there. This is assuming that you go 75. When you go 75 and he jams and you say to yourself, he's not doing this with ace queen. Therefore, he has aces, kings, queens, and jacks, and maybe
I,
tens.
I don't think he even jams with
Right.
jacks.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't, but I'm saying when we give him a range of ace, king, which, yeah, and aces, kings, queens, jacks, and some tens. When we give him that range, we also have to remember that that small blind probably has an ace.
Not necessarily. Small blind can have all sorts of pocket pairs.
He can. Okay, let me say it another way. The small blind often had an ace that he folded. One of our cards is dead. That's all I'm saying.
No,
Is it
I
makes my call even worse. It makes your fold even better.
I would uh I would put him on a pocket pair before on some kind of ace.
Okay. That works. All right.
But I don't think, like, if a player is like, if it's a reasonably good player, I don't think anyone is jamming there with uh jacks or even queens
Right. They're just calling.
or ace king. I would just call ace king and see the flop like for 300 big blinds.
Okay. And was it 300 big blinds or $300?
No, no, it was dollars.
That was $300. So it was 150 big blinds.
I think it was like
Ye-
198 effective.
yeah, yeah. Thanks for correcting that. Yeah, it was that was the dollar value.
Right. So, Skate, you started the hand with 310, right? Because you just jammed for 310.
Right, right, correct.
Right.
And
So
they
it
had
was, yeah. So that was 150 big blinds deep, not 300 big blinds deep.
okay, that makes me feel better about myself.
Yeah. So now with that in mind, do you guys change your mind about anything, Tura? At 150 big blinds deep?
Mm. So what were the sizes?
Put it back, Skate,
What was the
share the
ISO?
screen again. So Skate started the hand with $310.
Yeah, so
That was
I
the game.
yeah, I actually logged out. So it was
Oh, you did? Okay. That's fine.
under the gun limp, it was like it was two limps and then cut off made it 15, right? And then small blind called,
Right.
but cut
And
off had
and
16.
we started the hand with 150 big blinds and the cutoff covered us.
Did that? Yeah, they covered us. Yeah, they
Yeah.
covered. They had like 400, right?
Right.
And small blind had was effective like 200, and we had 310.
Yeah. So at that tour, do you feel differently now? Or do you same thing for 150 big blinds, not for 300?
Yeah, I like it more, but I would still try to not get it all in
Okay.
before I see the flop.
Yeah. So he goes to 7.5. He opens 7.5. Somebody calls the 7.5. We go to 25 big blinds. I'm sorry, we go
Okay.
to 30. We go to 30. We go 15. Yeah, we go to 33 big blinds out of our 150 stack. So we go basically a fifth of our stack, a quarter of our stack, and he
Yeah,
jams, and we
I
don't
think
call
it's
off the other 75% of our stack. Okay.
yeah, I think it's still a fold.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. You can check it in
Yeah.
solver.
Well, if you go and if we did a solver where we customized it and we took out all of his ace-5 suited bluffs, that would make a difference. You know, we start folding a lot more when we don't have any bluffs that we dominate. And we're saying that this guy doesn't have ace-5 suited here when he jams. All right. Larry, you had you want to do, Larry, do one more hand and then, Mike, you do two.
Let me see if I have any more hands.
Okay, you don't,
One.
all right, Mike, you're up. Go find him. Mike, do two, and then Larry will find his hand,
Okay,
because I know Mike always has hands ready.
continuing on here, we get another limp from a short stack. ISO. Nines, we get a call. Let's see. Okay, this one's a little
And I'm
different. We
ISOing,
no
by the way, I'm
longer.
ISOing that to 5.5, not 4.5. But that's no different. I'm just, I mean, not five. I'm just telling you that. I'm not, I don't think you're wrong. I'm just telling you I do 5.5 there.
Yep.
And six. Okay.
Okay, so following the old poker coaching heuristics or guidelines, marginally made, but I mean, I think we just have a lot of value here still, even when we get called but free flop like this. So I chose to c bet. And again, even sizing up again, this is B50 as opposed to like a B33.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, kind of one question there. Okay, that's obviously not great. He checks behind.
Good. And now,
And now I think we just absolutely have to check and then we get that. And it's the B50, the classic B50. We're 3-1. Gotta be good here 25% of the time, right?
yeah, I loved you. I
Or
loved
we're
you
only.
having the club before. Now I hate that you have the club.
Mhm.
Um, I hate that you have the diamond.
Yeah, those are two bad cards, aren't they?
Yeah, they were really good cards. I like that you had them on the turn. I hate that you have them now. Uh,
My default is just when you get here with any kind of value, you
Yeah.
just call versus fish versus the population.
yeah,
And this was a limper pre-flop. So I did call. I don't know if did I get here? Yeah, so
yeah,
he had the
yeah.
better
Great,
hand.
great.
But what do you guys think? Would you make this call here?
I think the pot odds are just too compelling. You have to win. You only have to win 25% of the time. Yeah, I'm calling.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's
And if you were considering folding nines here, I would start my line with you 100% call the heart spade. And then you call the and the heart diamond like that. And the heart diamond and the spade diamond then.
okay.
And then this is the last one you call, I think.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
But that doesn't mean you don't call it, but I'm saying that would be
I
that would be
think
priority.
it doesn't make a huge difference. Like,
Yeah, I'm with you. I think if we don't really need to consider that too much of versus this kind
yeah,
of player.
Okay.
yeah,
So hold on for a second there. I want to say something about this. I don't think that that subtlety matters on his skill level, because whatever else he has, it's easy for him to call with clubs here, right? We're going to look at how his range got filtered on the flop, and it's easy for him to have clubs here, and on the river, the only question is, does he have any bluffs? So if he has no bluffs, then then it matters. And if he has some bluffs, he got here with
he,
clubs.
he probably has
So that's why I
also
think
two
having a
bluffs.
club is bad. Even if he isn't a thinking opponent, we're not leveling him with this. I don't think. I think we are just exploiting the math. Does that make
And you want to
sense?
know what I thought was actually more important here? I
Yeah.
remember now, this is coming back to me because now I remember this thinking this thought. I did not think about the flush type blockers. What I do remember now is that this specific pair of nines is good blockers to some value hands that he can bet with. 10-9, Jack-9, things that he
Yes.
might
Yeah.
have.
Nines are good. Yeah.
Nines are,
Yeah,
yeah, that's what I think that might
yeah,
be a little
yeah,
bit more important than the
yeah,
flush part of it.
I agree.
Right.
I think like this when you said you'd rather have a hard or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
because his range is so wide, I don't think it even makes any like difference if you have a 9 of diamonds or 9 of like.
Okay, let me state your argument in my words so I understand it. I think it is that while the nine lowers his chances of clubs that he could have there that he could bluff, he has so much other stuff that the difference is small. That it
Yeah,
gets washed out by all the other random play of his.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah. So it matters, meaning it's always better that there's no doubt that even against his wide range in this, that the nine of hearts, nine of spades is a better hand to call with here. But the difference between them is so small compared to all the other mistakes that are being made in the hand.
Yeah,
Okay.
and all I think just the fact that his range is so wide, because if you were like in a, I think if you were like in a 4-bet pot or something, I think then the blockers really matter, like because the ranges are so narrow. But here, he's a limper and he can have, he's a fish. He can have all sorts of garbage. Like also, he's probably calling too wide flop and
You can have ace six.
sorry.
You can have ace six.
Yeah, I mean he can have whatever. Like
Yeah.
I don't think that matters.
Right. He can have ace six and call the flop with the ace of clubs. If we're going to make him quite fishy, he could limp ace six offsuit, call a raise with ace six offsuit, and be here with ace six offsuit, which means therefore he could also be here with king six and feel he has to bluff to get an ace to fold. Sure. Okay.
Okay. Let's see what happens here. We get, okay. 5-3 suited under the gun and not really much information on either of these players. 5-3 suited.
Uh, it is not a bad call. It might fold sometimes, but I don't think it's bad. Let's take a look. We got to look at this in the wizard because it's a 2.5.
I'm guessing it's right on the line of defending.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's right around there. 4-3, you're gonna definitely 4-3, are you going to? 4-3, you might fold also.
No,
5
4-3 is
4. 5-4, you're never folding here. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the 5 to the button. So this is gonna be change 9 max, 2.5. Raise. It was a button call, right? And here we
Yep.
are on the big blind. 5-3 mixes.
Mixes.
Yeah,
Okay.
5-3 mixes folds, 4-3 folds, 5-4, 5-4, 6-5, never fold, 6-4 mixes. So it gets, you thin down because of the button call, because you're out of position to two players. And if it was the small blind that called, it would be easy to the 5-3. So change that button call to a small blind call. So same pot odds, just position. And then the
Yeah.
5-3 is 100% call, I believe.
All right.
I'm
All
gonna
right. So we
stop that
defend.
while you do it.
And let's see here. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it checks through.
Okay.
All right. Pretty innocuous. Nobody has bet yet. Still,
Yeah.
I think I remember what happens here. We get just a B40, whatever that is.
Ugh.
I remember what I did here.
Wow.
Did
Nice.
that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I don't know that it's right. I think it's not, but boy, I
I guess
respect it.
I'm just playing. Nobody's bet a jack here so
Mhm.
far until
Yeah.
we get. I mean, he's in position with the opportunity to bet a
He
jack.
doesn't have a jack.
Now I can check a jack on the flop.
Easy.
When I get here to the turn, I mean, are they going to believe that I've checked it twice?
They sure are if they made a stab with ace queen. But the problem is you beat ace queen. That's why I'm a little I'm a little wary of this check raise because you have a 5, because you don't need to do it.
Right.
But let's see what happens.
We're
Uh,
gonna call. Brick. The poor deuce, always the brick.
yes.
Yeah, I think you got two options here. You can check, which is fine. Try to see a showdown. The other option is you could potentially use a blocker sizing. And that blocker sizing will fold out just the draws. Doesn't have many though. Except back four hearts. I don't know. Maybe you could just go for it.
Yeah, oh,
I think
okay. And
check
now
is
that's
fine.
coming back to me.
So he's using his own blocker sizing. You're getting ridiculous pot odds. Around what, 20% probably?
Now you jam.
Yeah, now you shove it.
He does. He does.
And now you
Yeah, okay. He had pocket sixes.
All right. That makes total sense.
yeah, that makes sense.
So was that just turned out to be spew, I think. I was really just like the turn. It's kind of I like the river, like Turo, I was kind of with you there, obviously. I like the river check raise more than I do this check raise. I don't know. But just yeah, I think chalk that one up to spew.
Yeah.
The thing is, you probably are not even folding a jack, so.
Yeah.
Okay, aces under the gun. We get a call. All right. Versus somebody that seems just in 15 hands only.
Yep.
Has not made any
It's
real,
reasonable. It's just,
but he does have a short stack.
yeah.
So this pretty dry jack high board. I think I'm just always going to bet. It's a B50.
Sure. You can't fold aces to this check raise.
Right.
Yeah. And you don't, and there's no need to 3-bet him. You're way ahead or way behind.
The half pot.
So you are, if you call this, you are committing to calling the river because the pot's gonna be 40.
Yeah.
And I think with aces, I think that you may have to lose, I think you may have to lose 40 big blinds here.
Everybody agree or any thoughts of just folding aces without a diamond now?
I think you could also check the flop to avoid this check raise.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Checking the flop is pretty tight.
I don't
I'm
feel the need to
I
check.
mean, you're missing a lot of value from jack
and
X,
you can still get
nines,
you
tens.
when you check back, you give him opportunity to bluff the turn because he's gonna have a lot of bullshit.
Yeah, I
Yep.
agree. I just think
And
it's a little tight.
Yeah.
also on the river you can bet if the run out is somewhat dry, you can bet huge and get called by a lot worse. Not in this case, but I think um I I think the main thing is you avoid this check raise a lot, and also you give him opportunity to bluff you on the later streets because
Okay.
a lot of the times he doesn't have anything like.
Yeah, I like that. I like that option as well. I do. And I have been like I will often check back aces in hands like this.
And just
Lately,
go for, and just go for
I
two
have
streets in
been
whatever order they give them to you. So if
what's
he
that?
checks the turn, you bet, and if he bets the turn, you call.
Yeah, and what I was saying was in the past, up until about I'd say a month ago, I got some coaching from a really good coach. And he noticed that my flop aggression and some turn aggression was pretty low. It was on the low side. So I have been c betting more often
Mhm.
using turn aggression a little bit, like I've been very conscious of this.
Okay.
This particular hand right now, if we were here in the past, I would often check back aces here.
Okay.
Um, aces in specifically,
Right.
because we know that they don't need as much protection.
Right.
So, but yeah, that's one reason why I did choose is just I've been trying to be a little bit more conscious of getting value from population,
Mhm.
and a Jack 3-5 kind of flop probably tells me I'm not going to get check raised very often. I mean, he's going to have 3s and 5s specifically, right? And jacks, I suppose. But he's not going to have 2 pair. 3-5 would be rare. But now that we've gotten here, I know Scotty, you're advocating we can't fold yet.
Yeah, I'm advocating we lose all our money, unless a diamond comes on the river. Or let me see what other hand. A jack on the river, I think we might fold to. Not the 8. Yeah, I'm gonna lose all my money. It's time to lose all the money.
Everybody else?
Yeah, I think we lose our money.
Yep.
5-3 got counterfeited.
Yep. And
Jack
Yeah, but
five.
all his flushes got there.
yeah, all his flushes got there. And if he had 100 big blinds to start with, I'm thinking about, I don't feel I need to call off with an overpair to this action. But at 50 big blinds, yeah, I think we lose 50 big blinds to an overpair.
Or we win 50 big blinds.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
You can do this with a
Nice.
jack. Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, so I was very curious about, and I'm with Turo. I've checked this a lot. This would be a check back quite often. And then
so let's play this as let's play this as a check back line. So it goes check, check. On the turn, he bets his jack happily. And on this turn, you're not going to raise him, right? You're just going to call.
Yeah.
I wouldn't raise.
Oh, you would raise?
Not me. No, I wouldn't.
Right. So you just call. And then the river, he bets again because he can, thinking he
Yeah.
has the best hand. And you don't raise him, right? Or do you raise him based on his sizing when you go, that's not a flush size?
That's a good question. I probably would not raise. I would probably just flat call.
Yeah, I'd flat call both because
Yeah.
he can easily have a flush that he was going to check raise when he has it, right? And he has his jack, which you beat, but he also has his 8 that he bets sometimes that now beats you. Because he can
Yeah.
bet an 8 on that turn. So yeah, so I don't raise him unless he bets 2 big blinds. And if he bets some insulting amount on the, if he bets small to induce with a full house, he's gonna successfully induce me.
Yeah, I think we do. I think we would need to raise some blocker sizing.
Right. Okay.
But could I pull the trigger? I don't know. I don't know if I would.
So I mean, go back. So the pot is 6. He bets 3 to 6 on the turn. You call, you've got a pot of around 12. Then the river comes and a pot around 12, he bets 3. You don't think you can raise him to 15 there?
Yeah, I think you can.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
fold
you're
to a
right.
jam?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think because at that point the pot's still relatively small.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's nothing. Okay.
I'm weird. I'm weird. I have to like see it. I have to like visually see it before it like sticks in my head.
Right.
All right. Anybody else?
Larry, do you have another one loaded up yet?
no, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm handed out.
All right, good enough. Yeah, do another 2, Mike, and then I'll do a couple.
Okay. So we are under the gun 6. What are we? 6-handed here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-handed.
Yep.
We raised ace jack. Here, I'll go back to the beginning. Raise ace jack. Get flatted 2 places.
Multi out of position.
Okay, this one doesn't seem like this should be much going on here. I'm going to check that pure.
Yep.
Checks through. Okay. We get that. Yay or nay?
Well, first of all, yay, hooray. We are very, very happy. Do we want to bet it? What,
I would
let's,
probably check again.
yeah, I think you can do both.
Yeah.
I think I would like to bet because I think I will get called by any two hearts that didn't play. And I might get called, I could easily get called by ace five easily. And I might get called by just a naked weird seven, nine, 7-9 kind of thing out there.
Larry, you always have good advice on multi-way pots out of position.
That's a very kind thing to say. I appreciate it.
You want me to say it again?
Twice,
I didn't hear
actually.
you. You cut out.
Can you show me, so what's the pre-flop action? What's the flop action?
Check, check,
So,
check, flop.
yeah, check, check, check.
Okay. Um, okay, so we get this turn. What would I do here? I think generally what we saw when we were looking, I mean, I think we all remember multi-way March Madness with fondness.
Yeah.
I know I do. I would go about 6.
Now, Larry, I was expecting your speech with Jonathan Jaffe's philosophy.
But he's already
Well,
done that. He did check.
That was the flop.
Yeah,
They're
you did.
kind of capped, less
Okay.
traps.
Doesn't it still kind of apply now? Or are we just wanted to start building?
Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm no expert, but I would say that we do want to extract value here against sevens, against sixes, against shy flush draws. Villain one and villain two probably, I mean, they're most likely stripped of ace king. They might have some ace queen. We might have some kicker problems here. But generally I think that we do want to extract value here.
I was on Team Turo with a check for, I guess for reasons of we still have two players behind us that have the opportunity to bet a worse hand. And we can get information, which is kind of where I thought you were going to go with the Jonathan Jaffe thing, but you say that's just really only applying to like a flop when we
Yeah,
get
I
there.
think they're kind of capped after they check through.
Yeah. So we do get this. And
Okay, now it gets interesting.
now we get to the Joey philosophy.
Oh, I hate the Joey in this situation. Oh,
I
this
don't think
hurts
you
so
can
much.
fold after check through on flop.
The Joey folds this and I just,
I don't think you can do it here.
yeah.
This player down here has proven to be so far only 17 hands, but very, very fishy.
Okay, then we can call. With his V76, we can call.
Yeah.
That's why we tell Joey to shut up. He's got V70, he's got 76, we can call.
Turo?
Yeah, easy call.
Okay. I didn't think it was easy. I was considering folding at this point, but
No, man.
Without the 76, I think that we have to listen to Joey. We may not follow his advice, but we have to be thinking about it. But that 76, I think, is enough.
okay, yeah. I think that's probably what pushed me over, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like this, seeing that this guy's been really, really wide.
Right.
So now that we've got here,
Yeah,
checking B50.
right. And if 597 calls there, we are folding every time.
Yep.
And when he folds, we call.
I think we call with this bricky river.
We call.
Oh, the poor deuce.
I know.
Deuce is always the brick.
The red-headed stepchild of poker.
We call. There you go.
Oh, Kane.
Fucker.
So this
Yeah.
is very interesting. Essentially what he's doing is he's trap checking. And this, if you're gonna have a trap check, it's eights, sixes, or fours. So I don't mind his trap check. I think his size is ridiculous. What size did he use on river for
Half
value?
pot. Half pot.
I think it's way too small for the value of his hand.
Yep.
I would have
And that's-
gone like, I would have potted it.
Yep.
Okay, let's say he does pot it. let's say we're sitting here facing a B75 or a pot.
So this is, if you get a pot size bet here from someone who is now bet pot into two people,
Yeah, you can fold.
we begin to overfold. I mean, so he would have been betting a pot into two players, and I would fold.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's probably
But
probably what I would do.
this size is too small, where you're beating value. You're beating ace 10, you're beating
Yeah.
ace 9, you're beating nines and tens. Yeah.
It just doesn't feel like
Yeah.
nines and tens.
Yeah, we're beating all the ace X. That's not a two pair.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also we're unblocking it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, we're
All
good.
right. Okay, let me see what I got here.
All right, guys, I'm gonna take off. I will talk to you. So you're here next week, is that
Yep,
correct?
next
Pat?
week is normal. And next week we are going to do limped pots that have been ISO'd and go to the flop with just two players. Because
Now
someone,
now that is how I can get a mob of people here. I'm
Okay.
gonna spread the word.
right,
That's
right.
that
It-
that betting action is very much in vogue with the kids.
Right. I'll show you. No, I won't bother. Yeah. So we had a commenter, and was it multi-table Foley? I don't remember who it was right now, but one of our commenters asked for limped pots with an ISO behind, and goes heads up. And I spent a little while last night making that filter work. I know it sounds simple, but it wasn't.
Oh, cool.
Once
All
I
right.
got it, it was simple. But the number of things I tried to get it took a while. But we now have that filter, and so that's what we're gonna do.
All right. I'll see you guys on Monday. Thanks again,
Yeah.
as always, for the session, Scotty.
You're welcome.
All right.
And we're gonna do that because we listen to our commenters. And so therefore, if anybody's watching this and wants to comment, we will respond to all our comments except for we will
Mac
not
Daddy.
Mac
Daddy.
Daddy.
701, Mac Daddy 701.
not Mac Daddy, everyone but Mac Daddy 701.
All right, guys. Cheers.
All right, don't forget to pray, and may the poker gods be with you all.
All right. Yeah. Man, that so much made my day, Mike. Oh, I'm so happy. All right. So let's hide this. I don't know why. Okay. All right. So we did that one. Okay. So my next one. Here we go. Ace Jack in the big blind with a raise and a raise. Okay. So I, without looking at a chart, thought this seems like a good squeeze. And do I squeeze it? Yes, I do. So let's find. So I guess my first question is this a good squeeze?
I
Low
think it's a
jack-
fold.
What?
I think the charts are gonna say fold.
Okay, let's find out. This is low jack and button. Let's see how bad this was. This is going to be peak GTO. Low jack raise. Button call. Big blind. Ace jack. Fold. All right. So that's the first mistake to review. Now let's look at do we have any reason? This is a broken stack. That doesn't change my mind. This is villain 12. Let's just see if villain 12.
The broken stack makes me want to fold even more.
Okay.
Because now, I mean, if he jams, you've got a call basically, right? I mean, anything.
Yeah, I do. I do. And his VPIP for 27 doesn't justify my mistake. I think this is just a mistake of not knowing the ranges. And this guy is villain 15. And is villain 15 calling everything? No. Okay, so this is just a mistake. Let's see how it goes. Call
You erred on the side of aggression though, so.
aired on the side of aggression. Being here, I think I can just jam here.
I think that's your only choice.
Yeah.
No, I guess you could technically just
I could
try to
check call
check
and
it, but
I could check call and let him bluff if he has a bluff. But I don't hate that.
no, I don't either.
I
Now
hate
you're
that.
super bad.
Oh, I hate it so much that he called it.
but that's kind of why that short stack really
Yeah,
makes those squeezes a little dangerous.
right, right. Okay. He's not risking as much to go forward. Okay. There's one. All right. Oh, I don't want to show that. I keep doing that. I don't know. There we go. All right, here we go. We have king, queen. We are going to open king, queen. We're going to ISO king, queen. We're happy with this. There's no question about this, right?
No question.
No question. Good. All right. He calls. We're going to flop this. And he donks into us. So,
Ooh. Okay. Well, I mean, we've gone through Nuffle quite a bit.
right. And even without Nuffle, I've got some things going on. I can get a queen, I can get a jack, I can get a spade, I can get a king. Queen, king, jack, spade are all good, and even an ace is good. That's a lot of cards. He's got 59 behind. That seems like enough. There's a spade. Pairs the board spade, that's bad, but still a spade. And he checks, that's good. So I want to bet here, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And I want to bet 15-ish.
Yes, B75, B70 to be exact would be following Nuffle's exact.
All right.
You
So
go like a B60.
yeah, B60, because remember the pot's a little bit smaller than this because of the rake. And he calls. That's bad. That card is awfully terrible.
What does he do?
He
Okay, so he
checks.
checks.
So I don't need to get. What do I need to get to fold here? I need to get a singleton ace of ace to fold. And I need to get a 10 to fold. I don't think it's going to be easy to get a 10 to fold.
I think you have to give up.
Give up and win and beat pocket deuces, threes, and fours. Give up and beat the 8, 9, 7, 9
8-7.
doesn't have. Give up and lose to his ace highs that stuck around.
You wanna jam?
I didn't. Right. So
Hmm.
that's yeah. So that's so that's the question there. You're not.
Well, yeah, that'd be tough. I would have jammed having taken this line. Who knows if he probably doesn't fold though.
Yeah. The queen of spades is good for my jam. I like that I have the queen of spades.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the nonsense that the queen and the king back block queen 10 and king 10, I think is overly optimistic.
Yeah, I think you saved money more
Yeah.
than I did. I would have lost another 50 big blinds.
Yeah. I think that's what happened there. Okay. Do you want to do another? I did a couple. You want to do a couple more, Mike?
I can. I certainly have them lined up. You know
Yeah,
me.
and then we'll stop at 12:15. All right. Let's see. Bye,
Uh,
Skate.
Eight. A 7 button raise. We get flatted.
Mhm.
Seemingly so far decent numbers. 30 hands. Donks.
All right. Let's
B50 donk.
play Nuffle.
Let's play Nuffle. That means we call. With
Yeah.
air in our draws, we call.
Those are some shitty draws.
Well, it's air, so
Yeah.
this is pure air.
Yeah. I am not loving the Nuffleness of this, but okay.
Yeah, the next step in the old Nuffle playbook is B70.
Oy. All right. 7 big blinds, 7.5.
And we're out. Okay,
And
that's
we're
easy.
out.
That one's easy. I don't know why I don't have his hands. I must
Yeah.
not have
It's just something weird happened. Yep.
downloaded this particular session,
Okay.
which sucks.
So there you go. All right.
Okay. All right, we got the old King Jack suited.
Definitely raise that.
Rebet by, again, not very many hands, but
Right.
so far has been reasonable.
Yep.
Uh, King Jack suited.
It's a call.
Yeah, we get to call here a lot, I think.
Call from behind. You have lots of you have lots of life-giving properties on flop across many flops that hit him. That's not one of them.
This feels like just a straight fold now.
Yeah,
We
the
just don't
the,
have
the, the
anything
thing
going.
the thing here that you block king queen and you have the two to the straight. I think that's all just nonsense and you're done.
Yeah. All right, that was easy, huh?
What did he have?
Good question. Let's see if I got this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's queen jack.
Yeah, you are just.
Hey, but we block queen jack.
Yeah, he can't have it. He can't have it.
And we
There.
block king queen as well.
Yeah. So anyway, yep, I like it.
All right, pretty simple ISO. Oh, we get flatted.
Yep,
Okay.
but we're near the top of our range, so that's good.
All
And we're in
right.
position.
Okay, a small blind flat here. Let's see. We don't have any hands on this guy.
Right.
I like that I have the ace of clubs. I like that we can still be ahead of quite a bit of his range.
Mm-hmm.
Do we bet? Do we check?
I like a check here, and I'm not against a bet
Me too.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Balance it off. I
because
think
we can call a turn because we can call a bet on the turn easily.
yeah. I wonder if I take the ace of clubs and decide to make that my betting
Yep,
property.
that's okay. That seems good too. Yep.
Okay, I think I feel like I'm just gonna check here.
Oh yeah, check give up because
Always.
that nine slams into his continuing range.
Right.
Yeah. All right, there we are with the ace of clubs.
Oh, I remember when this happened.
Are you going to do the naked ace of clubs on a four-liner paired board?
Scotty, Tura, I was so close. I did not do it.
I
did
don't
not
do it.
pull the trigger. But I remember going, well, this is it. But this is a four-liner. I don't think
Yeah.
that's what scared me.
Yep.
We
Yeah.
can't see it.
Or one important thing that I sometimes, actually a lot of times forget is that you don't want to, when someone is saying he has a really good hand, you don't want to say you have a better hand when you don't. Like,
Yeah.
you don't want to bluff him there. You want to bluff him when he's capped, not
Yes.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Let's bluff into capped players, not uncapped players. He's uncapped. All right.
See if this one, oh, king nine versus a limp here. ISO or just take it?
Take it.
I did. I just took
Yeah.
it. Top pair, check, check. Bet min raise.
Easy call.
Oh yeah.
No
I
reason
mean,
to go.
we got a lot of paired. I mean, we got a lot of outs, a lot of draw,
Got a lot of draws.
improvement.
Keep the pot small for this. We want a small pot here.
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus.
God. Yeah, he
Shit.
doesn't want a small pot.
That's not a small. Ah, darn. Okay. Yeah, I don't.
You
all there.
block the straight, but still. Yuck.
You can't see what he had.
No, I must have. I swear I downloaded these hands, but I'll have to go back and check now. Because now I'm
Yeah.
curious. A couple of these hands I really want to know.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So for that hand, go back to that hand for a second.
Okay.
For us to believe that we're beat here, his bet size says we're beat. Okay. But let's think it through here for a second. He checks the flop. So he has to check the flop and then raise a king. So he has to have a better king than us
No.
that checks
He-
for that.
he-
Or he's
no.
got to have,
Or he has eights. Or
He
Yeah.
limped aces on the button? No.
Eights.
Yeah. He limped
Pair
eight.
of eights.
Yeah, he can do that. He can have a pair of eights here.
And 7-9.
He can have 7-9 here. And then the river comes in. And
Or Queen 9, but that's unlikely.
yeah, Queen 9 doesn't work.
And that's about it, I think.
Right. And he's, yeah. Yeah, his action, the action doesn't say, the order of cards doesn't say you're beat, but that bet size certainly does.
Mm-hmm.
That
But
is underbluffed. That is furiously underbluffed. All right, fold.
Yeah, and he was a short stack with a so far fishy play.
Oh no, there's something here. Oh, there's something more here. Look at his stats. How many hands do we have on him? 9. Okay, 9 is not a great amount. But that he's V67 with no PFR means that his limping range. I mean, with 9, this is a tough thing, but he has not shown that his limping range is capped. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
He
He can
only
have
has limps. So if he had these stats and you had even 22 hands on him, or 20, and he maintained a 67 with no pre-flop raises, that tells you that he's opening wide, but he isn't raising his best hands. He's limping everything for now, which means that he can have a better king than you. All right, that's my speech.
Yep.
All right. And it's 12:18, so that's perfect time to stop. I will see you guys on Monday. Monday, we will do limped pots that have been ISO'd, and we welcome Paul to our club. We hope to see Paul in that. And we don't care if you like and subscribe, but we love it when you comment. Bye, everybody.
All right, see ya. Good job. Bye.